Hey Crocratinators, welcome back. I'm Maggie and this is Maggie May Crochet. In today's video, we are going to do a little temperature blanket check-in, and I'm going to catch you up on some of the WIPs that I've completed over the last week and some of the cute little amigurumis that I've made. All right, so let's begin with our temperature blankets. So we are in the first week of June, and I am happy and proud to say that I have kept up to date with my blanket. I found a way to make it a little more manageable for myself. I find that Sunday mornings are a great time to just have my coffee, watch some TV, and get my weekly temperatures crocheted. So I am up to date, and I hope that you're keeping yours up to date too. Please remember to post a picture of your work in the community tab. I'd love to see your progress. So we are almost halfway done. Can you believe it? At the end of this month, you should be able to gauge how big your blanket's going to be because that will be the halfway point. So I'll show you what mine looks like now. The temperatures have been pretty variable, as you can see. We've had some pretty hot days. My cooler days here, of course, are down at the bottom. But the warmer weather has brought in a lot of these orange and yellow tones, so I'm really liking that. Now, curiously, today it feels like fall. I could literally open my windows. This is the first week of June, and in Florida, that's just unheard of. I don't know what's going on with the weather, but I am not complaining. So I imagine on Sunday, I'll be adding some of these cooler colors back in. But I'm pretty pleased with the way my blanket's turning out. Now I want to share with you one of the WIPs that I've completed. I'm wearing it. This is a sweater that I started working on, gosh, it's been a few months now, but the pattern originated because I have a student who asked me to try to make a sweater for them. They're going to a concert. Of course, I've never heard of the group, but one of the singers in the group was wearing a black and red striped sweater, and my student asked me if I could try to make one for them. So I did, and I posted it as a short, and people were asking for the pattern. So what I did was I made a video, and I'll link it up here if you're interested, on how to make a mesh sweater. The thing that is really helpful, I think, about the video is that it shows you how you can adjust your pattern, how to adjust your yarn colors and textures to get different looks. You know, the black and red sweater was pretty cute, I think, but not really something somebody my age would wear, I don't think. I don't know. Let me just say it's not necessarily my style. So this is a little more my style, a little more undertoned, muted. The sleeves are 3/4 length, where the sweater that I made for my student was a long sleeve down to the fingers and very bell-shaped. But this was just something that I could see myself wearing. So anyway, if you are interested, it's a great pattern to follow because you can make something to fit your personality or to fit someone else's if you're making it for someone who likes bright colors or flowy, drapey sleeves. Okay, so anyway, that's one of my WIPs checked off. I'm really, really happy that I was able to do that. Here's my squirrel brain going. Okay, it just occurred to me. I make these videos and I never remember at the end or at any point during the video filming, to get a thumbnail picture. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to do that right now, just because I will go to the editing process and then I have to kind of go frame by frame to try to find a picture that would be suitable for a thumbnail. That's why many of my thumbnail pictures I have very, I don't know the word to describe. So let me do this real quick. I don't even know what I'm going to hold up for my. If I hold up something now, though, it'll be a spoiler alert. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this part out. All right, back to business. I'll put the outtakes there at the end of the video if you're interested. So let's see, how about, let's talk about the makes that I did. I did do a couple of amigurumi plushie style things. I made this little owl. So cute, so easy and quick to make. I found this pattern. I have to write notes because I never remember, but this I do remember a little bit. I just whipped this up yesterday morning. This was on, and I shared this website with you guys before, 100-DIY Ideas it's called. There is a website for these patterns, but I actually found this as a YouTube tutorial. So I will link the tutorial down below for you if you want. I sat and just crocheted this while watching TV early in the morning. I mean, I had it done within, I don't know, an hour-ish. Very easy pattern to follow. I did make some adjustments to the pattern, and of course I have to look at my notes because I won't remember. Oh, let's see. Okay, so this pattern is called the Eagle Owl. Is there such thing as an eagle owl? I don't know why eagle and then owl, but I used a 5mm crochet hook, and the pattern calls for you to, as you are making your rounds, join your round, chain one, and then go up another round. I just did mine in a continuous round. I used a stitch marker and just crocheted in a continuous round, and I think it turned out just fine using that method. You know, if you do the joining your rounds and then chain one and go up to the next round, you'll end up with a seam that goes across your work. So I didn't want that. So I just crocheted in the round and it worked out just fine. The other thing that I did was that I added an extra row on my wings. I thought that I just wanted bigger wings on my guy, so I added an extra round. He's got some super cute little toes here. These are actually made with pipe cleaners. And I love his little fringy hair here. So fun pattern, very easy, very cute, I think, and well worth, well, I was gonna say worth it, but it's a free pattern. Anyway, yeah, definitely would recommend. Gosh, and I don't have the maker's name, but it is on the DIY-100ideas.com website, and it is a free YouTube tutorial. Okay, next on my list of makes is this guy, and oh my God, do I love this. All right, so this guy is just so much, look at those toes. I just love it. So fun, so cute. Adorable. I like his little lip up there sticking out. So this is called the Frog Prince pattern. It is one that is free on Amigurumi today. It calls for a 4-ply fine yarn. In fact, they mention yarn art as a yarn, but I wanted to do some stash busting, so yay for me. I did a WIP and I got into my yarn stash. I wanted to use up some of this green and yellow, so I went ahead and just used a worsted weight yarn. This is, I love this yarn, Hobby Lobby, and he turned out, I think he's a great size. I'm gonna stick him up on my little shelf behind me there, and he sits on the shelf real cute. This is supposed to, the pattern has a little crown that you can make, and I did not want to put a crown on him. I thought the expression on his face, he looks like a fretting frog. He's fretting. So that's what I'm calling him. And I have intentions. You know how people are doing the shelf geese now, what's the one on the porch geese or porch goose? This is going to be my shelf frog, and I'm going to try to dress him up and make little things for him for holidays and things. So little hats and scarves and such, but I just love him. One thing I would do a little differently, I think, is I did not stuff his toes. I felt like because they were so small that they would not take a lot of stuffing anyway, but I think I would put some stuffing in because his foot looks a little flat here. So if you make him, try that. I skipped that step, and I probably should have put just a little bit of fiberfill in his feet. And I think I did maybe make it into his hands here, but should have done it on the feet. All right, very fun, easy pattern. I was going to say this is not necessarily a fast pattern. You do have quite a bit of sewing, but I don't mind that. I know a lot of my viewers do amigurumi for markets, so they want to find something that doesn't have a lot of sewing that they can whip up a lot of quickly. And this isn't that pattern. This is something that will take some time and does require the sewing the eyes, sewing the arms on, the legs on, sewing this little tummy patch onto him. But again, this was kind of a crochet for pleasure, not for work project, and I'm super happy that I did him. Okay, what else? I did complete, remember I told you about my friend Loda who lives in Belgium who's having her second baby. I did finish up the gifts, and I'm going to pack those up and get them mailed out this week. This was the Roo Snuggler that I made. The little tag here I'll take off, of course. This is just my little method that I'm trying to keep up with so that I remember the hook sizes and the yarn that I use when I make a project. So we've got Roo I'm going to pack up. I've got, for the new baby, this little hippo snuggler. And the new baby's baby blanket. I made one just like it with a blue border for Loda's first baby. Ro is his name, so that's why he likes the Roo, by the way. I say he likes, he's awfully young yet. He was born in March, so not too old yet. But Loda's partner now is pregnant, so I wanted the babies to have matching blankets. And her wife, they're married, sorry. I wanted them to have matching blankets, so I made the same blanket, but I put on a yellow bobble border. Okay, I'm not sure how this is picking up, but this is such a soft and squishy blanket. This is really, really nice, if I do say so myself. I hate to say that, but this is my pattern, and I do have a tutorial on my YouTube channel if you're interested in making it. I think what really makes this blanket extra squishy soft is the yarn that I used, and this was Loops and Threads Skinny Chenille. Okay, so that will get us caught up to my latest project that I'm working on right now. My latest project, you know, I'm a lizard lover. I have a bearded dragon named Dwight, and I've been on the lookout for, I guess I can take these off so they're not glaring at you. I've been on the lookout for a bearded dragon pattern. I've come across a lot of them, but a lot of them are more the kind of chunky plushy look, and I wanted something that would look like Dwight. So I think I finally found one. I'm in the middle of it now, and I'm loving how it's turning out. If you guys have ever come across a YouTube channel called Complicated Knots, that's such a cool channel. I don't know the girl's name or woman's name who is the creator, but boy, is she talented. She makes very realistic looking amigurumi. So I will go ahead and link her information down below for you, and this pattern as well, in case you're interested in a bearded dragon pattern. But I think this is going to turn out great. And she also has an Etsy shop, by the way. I'll link that too, so you can see some of her really, really neat creations. I can't wait to do another. Last video, I shared with you the yarn that I wanted to use because I thought that it was really perfect for a bearded dragon. I have not used this yet. I'm going to do that today, and I'll bring you along with me, so we'll see how it turns out. But for the body part, I did use this yarn. This pattern is made in two pieces or two parts. You make the body, and then you make another piece that you fit over the body that will be like the colorful part of their skin. So I have to tell you, I like this yarn. This is Karen Simply Me, it's called, and it's working up really nicely. It's a little thicker than I thought it was when I bought it. I just picked it up assuming it was a worsted weight, but it's actually a size 5 bulky. So I had to make some adjustments with the pattern, and I'll share that with you as we go along. So this is where I'm at right now. I have completed the base or the body, and I'm really loving, I'll try to get this focusing here. Come on. Now, I don't know if my eyes are focusing. I can't tell without my glasses on. But the body has a lot of detail, and I really love that. I think this is going to be very realistic looking. So I did make some adjustments to the pattern. I lengthened the body here, this midsection. You can do that if you want to very easily just by adding a few extra rounds of a repeated row here. And because I wanted it to be more Dwight size. So, and I did lengthen his tail just a tiny little bit to give it a little extra length like Dwight's. In fact, I think this is pretty close to Dwight's actual size. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do now is make the brown part, the second part that fits over the body piece. All right, so next I'm gonna make the top piece that fits over the body. You can see here I have my list of notes and things. It helps me keep track of my rounds, and I mark them off as I do them. I have here some notes that I did some extra rounds. I think I did 8 extra rounds to give him a little more length. Yeesh. Okay, well, I liked this yarn, but I think because this is the beginning, yeah, I'm gonna cut this off. You see how it splits here? That makes it really difficult to work with. So when it's wound tighter, I'm going to jump up to here. It looks like it's a little bit better. The beige yarn that, oopsie, my table moves a lot and wiggles. I'm sorry about that. I plan on this summer working on getting a more permanent space set up. I'm going to try to set up one of my rooms as my crochet room, just because the way things are right now, it kind of makes my house always look messy because I'm out in the middle of everything. Okay, anyway, what I was saying is I really liked this yarn. It did not seem to split a whole lot as I worked with it, even with this tinier hook end. It did a really nice job, I think. All right, come on, there we go. So this one, because it has the variegated colors, might be a little more tricky to work with. We'll see. Ta-da! Is this just not the absolute best bearded dragon pattern you have ever seen? I tell you what, this is just quite, I don't even have words. I'm telling you, I'm so impressed with this pattern. It actually was one of the most complicated patterns, pun intended, that I've ever done. But I'm pretty proud of myself for it. I'll be honest, this was lots and lots of concentration and work, but so very worth it. I think this just turned out amazing. The pattern maker, I did find her name, by the way. Her name is Kylie. She is the creator over at Complicated Knots, and I just can't thank her enough for this pattern. So if you just happen to be watching my little channel here, thank you, thank you. This is adorable. I will tag you with the video, so of course you get all the credit, and I hope that I have some viewers that will give your pattern a try, because this was just the best. I'm so thrilled with it. The lizard lover that I am, just couldn't be happier. All right, guys, so that about wraps it up for this week's weekly wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I post a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Okay, good enough. All right, back to business.